What's up, Ocean? You got Matt here, coach of your Montreal Milotics, bringing you our Week 2 battle for Season 3 of the BBL. Today we are facing off against the Austin Swoobats, coached by Ben. He is back to YouTube. I don't know if we were talking very much before he closed his channel, but he stopped uploading for a while. He left YouTube and then he came back for the BBL. I don't know if this is the only reason he came back for, but he's back now. So I would really appreciate if you guys went down the description, make sure to click on the link with his channel and just go and subscribe to him, as well as all the other coaches in the BBL. But to go and show him some love, seriously, he's a really good battler. He gave us an amazing game today, and I think you guys are in for a real treat on both sides for some really good prep and play from both teams. Anyways, let's just go ahead and get into this matchup and everything. So like I said, we're playing as the Austin Swoobats, and we are now 0-1 with a -1 differential after choking very hard in our game against Leo. We had that game. We should have won 1-0, but I choked super hard, and it ended up costing us, well, like a win. And that win could possibly be the difference between us making playoffs and us missing the playoffs, or potentially us getting a very favorable round 1 matchup and a very poor round 1 matchup. You never know, and it's very unfortunate. But today I think we have a harder matchup. Honestly, last game, Leo said it in his side, I said it in my side. Rock Polish, Primal Ground just won the game. We just needed either Rock Polish and Swords Dance plus fire and ground coverage, or Rock Polish and 3 coverage moves like Overheat, Press with Blades, and Stone Edge like we ran. This week is not so easy. We have a very tough time breaking this team. I believe this is one of our worst matchups the entire season, mostly because of the speed that he has. He has Toxic Spikes. His Toxic Spiker is a dark type, so that makes it so that my Prankster defoggers can't really defog on it. He has a Zygarde Complete, which is very scary, so I'll just go over his team. He has Zygarde Complete, Big Daddy Zygarde. If Zygarde goes under 25%, I believe it is, or under 30%, maybe under 40%, I don't even know anymore, it becomes Zygarde Complete at the end of that turn, meaning they'll get an insane amount of bulk, same amount of HP, no increase in attack, but decrease in speed, which is very important and very good to note for the prep, and just it hits the same, but it's just so damn fat, which is such a problem. He has a Magearna, which Magearna is terrifying. Magearna went 12-0, I believe 13-0 actually, last season with Gypsy. He ended up going undefeated and won the championship. So very scary mon there that still has not lost, I believe, this past 2 seasons. He has a Mega Alakazam, which is very threatening because of its speed. Outside of that, I believe, honestly, it's kind of set up fodder for a Groudon, which is kind of scary, especially if we're running a Rock Polish set or a Swords Dance set this week. The next mon is a Rotom Wash, which is more scary than the Rotom Mo was, obviously because I would just be able to run a fire move and just nuke that along with so many other things, but this forces my ground to run an extra coverage move, which is very unfortunate. We then have to deal with a Tangrowth, very problematic, but again, Groudon goes in on it. It does do a bit of work to Bulu and Thundurus, but I believe I have enough for it with my Frostlass. My Umbreon can handle it pretty well, and my Primal Ground, of course, can handle that extremely well as well. Then he has the Drapion, which is very scary. My front office was saying Drapion is going to be kind of what makes or breaks this game for him, depending on how he plays it and what set he brings. There's then a Miltank that he has to deal with, which is very scary. Not necessarily because of what it is as a mon, but mostly because I don't really know exactly what he's going to run. He can run a thick fat set, which is going to be a decent wall to my Groudon. If I run a fire move, he can run a Sap Sipper set against my Bulu. He could also run a Scrappy set if he really wanted to. Maybe he wants to run, I don't know, a Curse Miltank or something with just Return alone. That could do a lot of damage because Bronzong doesn't have the greatest matchup this game at all. Next up he has an Archeops, which is kind of scary, mostly because its speed forces some speed creeping on my part. He has a Golurk, not really expecting that to come. Neither is the Probopass, the Swadloon, or the Woobat. I don't expect those 4 or 5 monsters to be coming to this game. Mostly it's just the first 6 that I mentioned: the Zygarde, Magearna, Mega Alakazam, Rotom Wash, Tangrowth, Drapion, and Miltank. So that's 7. But anyways, our team, if you guys have not already heard most of it by now after this extremely long intro, is Primal Groudon, Tapu Bulu, Thundurus Eye, Bronzong, Umbreon, Frostlass, Golduck, Hitmonlee, Mareanie, and Volbeat. And yes, I have a Golduck on my team. No, I do not want to have the Golduck on my team anymore. I am still working on figuring out a good trade or a good transaction to get rid of it. But yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and get into the team that we are bringing to this battle. And if you guys want team builders to come back, you guys gotta make sure you leave a like on the video. You guys got to comment, let me know that you want team builders. I've had one person reach out and say, hey, I want team builders. I would really appreciate it. And if you guys just do that, maybe I can make it a thing. I would really like to. I feel like team builders will be good. They're very informative and very helpful, but only if you guys want it. I'm not going to put in that much effort to do something that you guys aren't going to enjoy. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into our team. So to start off, I knew from the jump I wanted a special Primal Groudon. I felt like it was really solid this game. It was 150 base special attack, even though it's not 180 physical attack. 150 special attack is still tremendous, and with the coverage moves that I can get, it's very, very solid this game. We're running Hidden Power Ice, Earth Power, Solar Beam, and Flamethrower. So the big thing with this is that we can basically destroy everything on his team. We have the Solar Beam for the Rotom Wash. We have the Flamethrower for the Magearna, for the Drapion, or not Drapion. Well, Drapion maybe, I guess, if it's what is it called? Shucka Berry set. If it could be Shucka, I would want to go for Flamethrower. Tangrowth as well is not going to want to take a Flamethrower. We can power Ice for Zygarde. Earth Power or Flamethrower, probably Flamethrower because of the Sun Boost for Mega Alakazam. Basically, we hit everything for extremely good damage, which is very, very important. And the fact that we have enough speed to make sure we can guarantee outspeed a max speed Zygarde once it's in its complete form, because it drops from 95 speed to 85 speed, that's very important. We put the rest into our bulk just to make sure we can take some hits a bit better. But again, this is our best option this week. If I get up a spike with one of my mons, my Frostlass, then we're going to be in great shape with this mon, because we can just OHKO pretty much everything after a spike up, which is amazing. Moving on though, our next mon is going to be our Thundurus here. I'm running an Agility Thundurus this week with T-Bolt, HP Ice, and Sludge Wave, and it's a very good set this week. I was kind of debating, do I want to run Electrium Z or do I want to run a Life Orb? I decided to go with the Electrium Z in case he would have the extreme speed on his Zygarde. Also, I felt the Electrium Z was going to be a really good nuke for the Magearna, especially because I'm not running a Nasty Plot set. I do want to run the Defog on this, but I am bringing my Volbeat, I am bringing my Hitmonlee, so I felt like I could fit it on those movesets, but I just couldn't end up doing it. I felt like I had to really pressure him and win quickly, or else I wouldn't have a chance. So the longer the game goes, and includes the more EST spikes up, the harder it is going to be for me to win this game. So that's why I decided to go against the Defog and just bring a very offensive set. I had a Sludge Wave there pretty much only for the Tangrowth, which didn't even come, which is very, very worrisome. Ideally in this position I would have had Defog, because Bolt Beam coverage is amazing against the 6 that he brought. Moving on though, our next mon is going to be our Frostlass this week. I'm running a Focus Sash set with Ice Beam, Shadow Ball, Will-O-Wisp, and Spikes. I really had a lot of form Moose Syndrome this week. I wanted to run Focus, not Focus Sash, Destiny Bond. I wanted to run Taunt. I just couldn't, which was very unfortunate. It made things pretty tough for me. My Frostlass set speed ties his Arch up, so we have to have max speed, max speed with the 2 in nature, and I have HP and Spadef to make sure that we are never KO'd by a Hydro Pump into a Volt Switch from a Rotom with no special attack. And then the rest I put in special attack just because I felt it was a very important benchmark to hit, because if you want to defog on me, if you want to just play prediction, then Hydro Pump and say, okay, you know what, I'll just go for a Volt Switch now, we will never die, which is pretty cool. I didn't need too much attack on this thing anyways, it just wasn't that important. And again, it's not that much investment. I think it's a total of like 136 EVs total, so that's not bad at all. Moving on though, I have Squad Goals of Volbeat, and this is where I kind of lose all of my notes. I don't have any notes for my last 3 mons, which is very, very unfortunate. But we have Thunder Wave, Toxic, U-Turn, and Roost. Again, for Moose Syndrome, I really wanted to have Defog on this thing. I just could not afford putting it there. I have Thunder Wave there because if I Thunder Wave Mega Alakazam, things become a lot more manageable, especially because my Zygarde will pretty much outspeed his entire team after that. Like, you look at the mons that he ended up bringing this week, Zygarde will outspeed all of them. I don't expect him to bring a very speedy Drapion. If he does, the best thing he can hit me with is Earthquake, and even then, it's not going to do too much damage to me. So I expect to be a very supportive one with Toxic Spikes and probably Knockoff, and I guess Taunt. I'm pretty sure it gets Taunt as well. But you guys get what I mean. I don't think it's going to be a very offensive mon. So once I paralyze the Mega Alakazam, Groudon just goes in, and I can just 6-0 his team off the jump, which is very important. Toxic is there for the Zygarde. I can't let that thing get up a sub, so if by chance it's Zygarde versus Volbeat, I click Toxic. That thing is Toxic. If he goes for a sub, cool, it's neutralized. And by the way, 1,000 Arrows doesn't even break my sub, doesn't even do 50% to me, and I have no investment into my defense. Crazy. I'm basically a max HP, max special defense set with a sassy nature. That way I lower my speed to the absolute minimum, so I can get off slow U-turns against pretty much everything he has. The big thing with this is if he's running Psyshock on his Mega Alakazam, then we're in trouble. Sorry, we're in trouble. But if he's running Psychic, then we're fine. I mean, Psychic won't break, won't do 50% to us, which is very nice. I can Thunderwave that, and I can go for a U-turn. We won't have speed. Again, very unfortunate, but that's fine by me. I'm actually, sorry, not unfortunate. That's what I want. I don't want to outspeed the Mega Alakazam. I want to take the hit, then go for U-turn, get a slow Volt Switch into something else, or slow U-turn into something else rather. Moving on though, we have in Kebia Berry Bulu. I'm running Kebia Berry again for the second time for the Poison Jab or the Sludge Bomb from the Tangrowth, which didn't end up coming. I'm running Horn Leech, Mega Horn, Swords Dance, and Substitute. Substitute was a terrible idea. I don't know why I actually ended up running it in the end. I think probably my idea was for the Magearna, or the Drapion rather, one of those two at least, but it just wasn't worth it at all. I'm running an Adam Nature. I have 180 speed. I'm in the Adam Nature. I don't really know. I can't remember exactly what my speed is for, but yeah, Mega Horn is there for the what is it called again? The Tangrowth alone. Would have really loved to have Superpower on the set, but I felt Mega Horn was too important for the what is it damn called? I can't remember. Oh my god, the Tangrowth. There we go. It's the third time I say it. I misremembered it twice. But I had to do it. It is what it is. I then have an Unburden Hitmonlee with the Grassy Seed. I'm running Bulk Up, Earthquake, Close Combat, and Knockoff. This is a pretty decent late game cleaner if the Tangrowth is low. And looking at the team that he ended up bringing, it's pretty solid. If I can get up a Bulk Up and if everything's kind of weakened, maybe to like 75%, then Hitmonlee with the Grassy Seed and Unburden just goes in and wins the game, which is very, very important. So I'm really excited to use this team. It's going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully we can pick up a win and get some revenge for our loss in last week's battle. So let's go ahead. I made you wait long enough. Let's go ahead and get started. So looking at the 60 Broad being Miltank, Rotom, Magearna, Zygarde Complete, Drapion, and Mega Alakazam, I'm definitely expecting a lead of the Drapion, but I feel like I have to lead regardless with my Frostlass. It is Sash. I can't afford losing its Sash early on, so I'm just going to go ahead, lead with that, and try and get up a Spike, because his Defog, I believe, is non-existent, right? I'm trying to think. You know, his Defog is Rotom, but I don't think he's going to run Defog if he's running a Toxic Spike set, or Toxic Spike's Drapion against me. So very interesting throwing animation that he's got going on there. But he sends in his Miltank to start, which is cool. I'm going to go for the Willy just to burn it really, really quick. I feel like that was my best play. That way, if he has the heal ability, he's kind of forced to use it, because if not, his damage, if it's his attacks, if it's not Seismic Toss, are going to do much less damage. He's going to end up going for the Stealth Rocks. Obviously, very, very clear move that he's going to go for. Kind of surprised he didn't do the Drapion, but he leads off with this and just decides to go for a status move right away. Sorry about that, some dogs were outside, they were just barking a lot. But anyways, he's going to switch out now as I go and set up my Spike, as he's going to go into Aegis, which I believe is his, no, it's his Magearna actually, not his Drapion. And I kind of realized here, I'm like, well, shit, I just forgot I lose to Magearna right now, don't I? At this point, I'm just like, shit, this is really, really bad. So I'm going to switch out, and I believe I go into my Volbeat here, because I want to paralyze it, just in case it's a Trick Room set, just in case it's a Shift Gear set, even a Calm Mind set. As long as it's not a subset, I am fine. So that's kind of my play here, and I'm thinking to myself, like, wait, I'm fine as well. Like, I can just go into my ground at any time and just go for an attack. He can't really touch me with any of his stabs. He can't go for Hidden Power Water. He's going to have to go for Hidden Power Ground if he wants to do any damage to me. Even that's not going to do too much at all. So I'm going to gain some recovery back from my leftovers, and I'm going to go for the Thunder Wave here, as he's going to be able to pull the double and go into his Drapion here, which is an amazing play. He was predicting the Defog, I'm sure of it, but because I am a Prankster Mon and he's a Dark type, I cannot go for the Thunder Wave on him, which is very unfortunate, because having Thunder Wave this thing would have been fantastic. But I wish that wasn't the mechanic. I wish it was, if they switched out, it doesn't matter at all. You can still go for an attack. But I have to go for a U-turn here, as he's going to go for a Toxic Spike for free. I probably should have just doubled into my Groudon here. That would have definitely been the better play. But you know, I don't know why I didn't do that, honestly. He would have to go for the Earthquake. A knockoff wouldn't have done too much. Poison Jab, if he poisons me, cool, it's poison, not toxic poison. Yeah, but anyways, I go into my Hitmonlee here, and again, I want to scare him thinking I have the Rapid Spin, but I don't. Very kind of obvious about that. I probably definitely should have had Rapid Spin on the set over Bulk. That was definitely a misplay or a mistake. I go with the Close Combat here, thinking he's going to switch out, but no, he stays in. Earthquake would have gone the KO. Earthquake would have been 200 base power, and the Close Combat is only 180. This all changes if he's Shuckle Berry, of course. If he is Shuckle Berry, then Close Combat was the right play. It was a roll to KO, but unfortunately we don't get the KO here, so we get to the second layer of T-Spikes, which is very, very important. I'm going to go for the Close Combat one more time. We do pick up the KO here, so we get our first kill of the game. I believe it's the first kill for either side as well. So down goes the Drapion, and we climb to a quick advantage, but it doesn't feel like it's an advantage, especially because we don't have the defog, as I end up lowering my mic there. Sorry about that. Or my headphones. Anyways, in comes the Mega Alakazam. This thing is very scary. I'm just going to switch out right here. I can't let this thing go down. It's a late game win con. I'm going to go into my Frostlass just to sack it off. There's really no point in me having it around anymore. It doesn't really do anything. It got up a layer of spikes, which is very important. I just needed one to make sure I had pretty much everything in range of my Groudon or my Bulu or my Thundurus or whatever. So having that spike up is fantastic. But again, the Mega Alakazam is here. It's probably going to go for a Calm Mind. It's probably going to go for a Psychic or whatever it is. But no, he actually is going to first Trace. And he's going to go for a move that it's very confusing. Right? I don't know why he did that. But he goes for Barrier. So, okay. Cool. Barrier Mega Alakazam. Boost your defense by 2. I guess this is a way of handling a physical Mega Ground or Primal Groudon if I were to bring that. So, interesting, I guess. But he's going to go for the Shadow Ball here. It's going to be an automatic KO. Like, it's a Mega Alakazam. We're Frostlass. We have no bulk, and we're, like, we took a very decent amount of damage. So, down goes Frostlass, and we are down 5-5 in this game. But it's okay. I can go into Squad Goals to Volbeat here. Again, my main goal is to make sure that I can T-Wave this thing, get it paralyzed, and I am golden. So I'm going to do exactly that. I'm going to go for the T-Wave. And again, if I had gone for the defog here, if I had the defog on set, my god, my life would be so much easier. I honestly, I don't even need Roost this game. Like, just the way this is being played, I do not need Roost. So, he's paralyzed here, he's fully paralyzed. I'm cool with that. I'm going to go for a U-turn here. We should live any hit he wants to go for. We should live a Psychic from this range for sure. We should live a Psyshock from this range as well. Actually, should we? No, I don't think we do live a Psyshock from this range, depending on if he's modest or not, which he probably is going to end up being modest. But he does outspeed us, which is expected. He should have outspeeded us, only cuts the speed in half, and we do live this hit just barely. Just barely, and we do go for a U-turn, which is going to do a clean 25%. That would have been over half to this Mega Alakazam had he not had the barrier up. So barrier was clutch. Instead of taking 50%, it takes 25. That works. I'm going to go with my Bulu here, though, and at this point, I'm worried about the Miltank being Sap Sipper, so I'm going to have to go for the Mega Horn. But at the same time, Hornleech doesn't KO because of the barrier. So the barrier is coming in so clutch. An adamant type of Bulu with the terrain up, with Hornleech, Stab, is not going to KO a Mega Alakazam. It's just insane. Shout out to barrier. So I could have gone for the Swords Dance here. I do not feel it was the right thing to do. And he's going to just switch out and he's going to go into his Miltank right here. And this makes me think, okay, he's definitely going to be Sap Sipper. He probably knows I can just go for an Earth Power or a Precipice Blaze on the Miltank anyways. And we're going to go for the Mega Horn here. And we're going to do a decent chunk of damage to him. It's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. And again, I'm playing this as if he's Sap Sipper, and he could still be. I don't have no proof to show that he is not Sap Sipper. So because of that, I'm going to go for the Swords Dance here, and I'm going to go for a Mega Horn again. He has to, if he wants to go for an attack on me, cool, he'll go for an attack on me. But if he wants to Milk Drink up or something, he can Milk Drink up. But as you can see, he outspeeds me here, and he can then just go for the Milk Drink the next turn as he ends up Heal Belling. So he's no longer burned, and the Mega Alakazam is no longer paralyzed, which is awful. That's probably the worst thing that's happened out of all of this. So I go for the Swords Dance here. I get up a decent amount of attack. I double it actually, and I can now go for the Mega Horn, which will do like around 60-ish% to the Miltank, which is fantastic. The only way he can KO, he can really take advantage of this if he tries to like play off a Mega Horn miss and just Milk Drink up from there. So I'm going to go for the Mega Horn here. So he ends up going for the Body Slam, which is going to do about 50% to me, 40% to me, something like that. And I end up going for the Mega Horn here, and he dodges the attack, which is awful. That would have been amazing to get that damage off on him. But now that the fact that he doesn't have that damage, it really changes this game so much. Yeah, it really changes this game because now he's going to be able to KO me with his next attack, and I can't let this thing die. I just can't. So I have to switch out, and I have to go and sack off my Volbeat here. So that's what I do. I'm going to sack off Volbeat, as Terrain will also expire, which is fine by me because the Magearna and the Zygarde haven't taken any damage yet. So I can just go into my Hitmonlee. I can just go for an attack, and that's kind of my play here. I need to do damage to this thing. Close combat maybe could KO. If I had more bulk on this set, or if I had more HP, I probably would have gone for a bulk up first. But because I can't, I have to go for the close combat here. So I go for the close combat here, hoping to get the KO on the Miltank, and it's going to do a clean chunk of damage, but it's not going to get the KO, which really unfortunate. We're going to lose our defense and our special defense, but at this point here, Body Slam is going to come out. It's going to get the KO. We have pitiful defense as is, and we'd already lose our defense from the close combat attack there. So down goes Hitmonlee, and that's one of my late game win cons gone. But I feel like it's opened a door for my Thundurus at least. So I'm going to go into my Thundurus here, and I'm going to go ahead and click the Agility. I feel like it's a really solid way to make sure that I have a way to just wear down his team before my Groudon can come in. So I go for the Agility here. I see him go straight into Thinking, which is the Mega Alakazam, and this thing is not going to appreciate an attack. It does take a bit from the spikes, and unfortunately for me, it is not in range of the Thunderbolt. And this is why I'm really regretting not being a Life Orb. Had I been Life Orb, I think it would have been an amazing spot, because I just need to wear things down, and then Groudon goes in. Life Orb Thunderbolt would have gone the KO on the set, 100%, but instead I have to go for the Electrium Z, because Thunderbolt is not guaranteed. I'm pretty sure it's not even a roll at this point, so I had to go for it. So Z Thunderbolt comes out, and it's going to guarantee the KO. It does over 100%. I believe it does 111 minimum to a no bulk Zam, and there's no way he can live this hit anymore. But yeah, look, I do regret not going with a Life Orb on the set, because, well, you're going to see after the Thunderbolt's going to nuke this thing, but you'll see my reasoning why I'm not Life Orb after, and why I wish I was. But down goes Mega Alakazam, which is a big threat, because now again my Groudon will outspeed everything once this thing, the Zygarde, gets into Father form, which I'm expecting it to. If he goes for the Dragon Dance, that's all the better for me. I wish he goes for a Dragon Dance, honestly. I would prefer that. But he's not going to do that. He's going to go for an attack here. He's going to go for the 1,000 arrows here, which is going to knock me down to the ground, making the next 1,000 arrows more effective. And I was really heavily debating this turn. What do I want to do? Do I want to go for the Sludge Wave there, or do I want to go for the 1,000 Arrows? And the reason I was thinking to go for the Sludge Wave is because I wanted to knock this thing into range of Hidden Power Ice. Instead, I knock it into range of Father Form, which is, I guess, kind of what I thought. I was saying, you know what? I don't think I can get the KO. I don't think I can guarantee it, as that's an awesome animation. I should probably use that for the thumbnail, now I'm thinking about it. What I want to say is, because of the range he was at, I didn't feel like I could knock him into the range of a Sludge Wave, or of a KO with Hidden Power Ice if I went for a Sludge Wave after the, what is it called? I'm trying to think of the name, the Spike, unless I got on the Poison. But because it's only 10%, I do not feel comfortable going for that attack. Instead, I decided to go for the Hidden Power Ice there, knock him into Father Form, and this way, maybe I get lucky here, maybe I get a crit, maybe I get a good roll here, and I can just KO him with the Hidden Power Ice. Obviously, it's got like 216 base HP, so I'm probably not going to KO, but maybe it does, fingers crossed. And if I don't, then I can send in my Groudon. I can just go for game, because Groudon will just win after this, so I'm going to do that. I go for Hidden Power Ice here, and I'm just going to let him KO me. Thankfully, he didn't have the Extreme Speed. If he did, he just didn't go for it. It would have definitely KO'd my Thundurus here, but now he is in range of whatever I want to go for with my Groudon, as he just goes for the 1,000 Arrows, obliterates my Thundurus, and at this point here, we're going to have a clash of these two Ubers going head-to-head as he gets his leftovers recovery back. All we have left is our Bulu and our Groudon. All he has left is his Zygarde, which is almost dead, his Miltank, again, almost dead. He has a full HP Magearna, and he has a full HP Rotom Wash. And this game is going to come down to Toxic Spikes. Can Groudon outlast everything? Groudon will OHKO everything. Maybe not the Rotom. If he's like specially defensive, it definitely won't OHKO him. But he's going to have to like somehow, I don't know if he's going to use Pain Split, I don't know what he's going to use to make sure that I just get worn down because of Toxic Spikes. That's the only thing that's going to happen. Sorry about that, it's my birthday and people are trying to call me right now, so I apologize. But like I said, in comes Primal Groudon, and I can't remember exactly where I was, but I outspeed everything, and I can just obliterate things. Oh yeah, I was talking about Rotom. So the Rotom it'll live the hit if he's specially defensive, but even then, if he does, what is he going to do back to me? That's the question, and how is he going to make sure that Toxic racks up? Now I can tell you this, the fact that he went for the Toxic Spikes and the regular Spikes plays a huge role in here, and you're going to see why right now. So I go for the Solar Beam here, and what does he do? He whips out Protect. Great, amazing tech. That's fantastic. I'm not gonna lie, that is probably going to win the game right there, because I don't know if I can break this thing. If he's special defensive, or if we get a low roll on the Solar Beam, it's a 50% chance. If he's got no special defense investment and he's got max HP, 50% chance to get the guaranteed KO, or 50% chance to KO the Rotom. If I had Rocks up, none of this would be an issue. But this here, by the way, is where I find out that this Miltank actually is not Sap Sipper. It's Stick Fat or Scrappy. I don't know which one at all. But we're going to be able to KO this thing. If it was Sap Sipper, he would have definitely been able to get the KO on me or beat me down. He probably would need a double Protect to get to beat me if he doesn't get the roll. If we get the roll, then I mean we win. Like right now, that's what's come down to. It's do we get the roll? Do we get the KO on this Rotom with the Solar Beam? Because that's what's going to basically determine if we win this game or not. So I go for the Solar Beam, he goes for another Protect, as we are going to hit that Protect. And then, again, the next turn, he's going to attempt to go for the double Protect, okay? I'm not going to spoil what happens, but he's going to go for the double Protect here, and it might cost us the game, but it also might win us the game. So let's see. I take another round from Toxic. We can live one more hit. That's it, just one. So I go for the Solar Beam. He fails it. Solar Beam comes out. Do we get the KO? It's 50% chance to KO if he has no investment in special defense and he's max HP. Do we get this roll? It's going to be a crazy roll. I see his HP bar go down so fast, and he lives. Oh, man, he lives this hit. Insane. Insane. I can't believe he lived it. It ended up turning out, he showed me his sets after the game. He ended up having enough Spadef, not so he would always live this hit, but so that I would have to be max roll. There's one possible roll for me to get the guaranteed KO on, or not get the guarantee, but there's one possible roll for me to get the KO on this thing. Damn. So because of that, we are going to lose. And again, the second Toxic Spike, clutch. The Protect, clutch. Just, you guys know clutch sometimes. This guy was clutch always. He did really, really good. So Ben thoroughly out-prepped me here. The double Toxic Spike was fantastic. I felt this game, to me, I enjoyed playing this game less than I would say I played against Leo, but I felt like I played better. And the reason I say I enjoyed it like less is because it felt like I was just on the back foot the entire time until Groudon came in. That's what I mean by that. But still, this was a hell of a game. Tons of fun, really tough, and he ends up being the what is it called? A Shift Gear set with Explosion, and really cool set. I'm pretty sure with his investments and everything, he had enough. He was normal MC Explosion. He had enough attack at +1 to guarantee KO Primal Groudon with the Explosion with the Normalium Z. Crazy. That was his only answer to my final ground, which is crazy. But we ended up taking a 1-0 loss here. I'm actually not mad about that. Once the game got down to a 3-0, I was like, I'm happy with this result. I thought I was going to get like 5-0, 4-0. But no, I only got 3-0 here. And then I'm thinking, nope, not even 3-0. I had a legit chance to win this game. I ended up only getting 1-0, which is insane to me. Crazy. I definitely felt like I had a really bad matchup. And honestly, that's partly my fault. I think had I just bit the bullet and said, you know what, instead of bulk up on him only, rapid spin. Instead of roost or T-wave or toxic, here's defog. But I didn't, and it definitely hurt us. The spike up was fantastic. It played a huge role into making sure things were in range of everything, and I definitely felt like we had an okay team. Just having the defog or the rapid spin would have been really solid. The shout out to Ben though, he played an amazing game. He built an amazing team and was really tough for us to go up against. But we did manage to keep it close, which gives you guys, I guess, a really entertaining battle. I really hope you guys enjoyed this battle, and if you did, make sure to leave a like on the video. Of course, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new. Go and check out Ben's channel, linked in the description. Go over there, give him a subscription, give him a like on this video. Just make sure to check him out. He is going to blow you away with his content. Anyways, guys, next week we play against Willy and his Brisbane Scythers. Really excited for that game. I believe this will be our 3rd time playing him in the BBL, so season 1, 2, and 3. But yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'm trying to think. Common question of the day. Do I have one? What is your favorite Zygarde form? Normal, like Snake, Dog, or Daddy? I guess. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all next time.